Somalia is a country on the northeast coast of Africa and is one of the few examples of a truly stateless nation. For most of its more than 50 years of independence, it has had a reputation as a war-torn and violent region. But in 1991, this nation literally imploded when its long-ruling dictator, President Mohammed Siad Barre, was overthrown in a bloody and anarchistic feud by brutal clan-based warlords. This group of warlords destroyed what remained of Somalia's central government and flattened large areas of the capital city, Mogadishu. It was then, in 1992, that an American-led military intervention force was sent to restore order in this beleaguered capital city in order to assist the United Nations and other private aid agencies in getting food to the nation's starving people. But this mission came to a humiliating end the following year, when U.S. troops fought militias in the streets of Mogadishu, resulting in the deaths of hundreds, including the lives of 18 soldiers in what would be later known as the Black Hawk Down incident. This searing chapter would effectively end any prospect of international intervention in Somalia. Since then, this country has been divided into a mismatch of clan-based fiefdoms ruled over by traditional tribal warlords. The underlying cause of this conflict lies in the bitter clan rivalries that have characterized Somalia throughout its history. In most of Africa, countries are divided by tribe, but in Somalia, almost all of the 9.5 million people are from the same tribe. They are ethnic Somalis who share a common language and an intense loyalty to Islam. But they are also broken into clans or closely knit family groups. For example, the Hawaye and the Darad are two such family-based clans. In turn, these large umbrella groups are divided into even more sub-clans, who then split into even more sub-sub-clans. Each of these groups is led by a warlord and fight among themselves for the scarce resources in this mostly arid nation. In order to survive, they form complex alliances which can be made and broken at rapid speed. Many outside factors have caused this situation to become even more volatile. The influence of radical Islamists has made Somalia the center of an intense religious-based campaign of Islamic expansion, with groups styling themselves as the Union of Islamic Courts, capturing Mogadishu and briefly controlling most of the southern portion of this nation. In December 2006, neighboring Ethiopia invaded Somalia and captured Mogadishu. After it overthrew the Islamic regimes, Ethiopia installed an internationally recognized government in Mogadishu. But this weak government administration has not been able to maintain control over the capital, not to mention having practically no influence over the rest of the country. Abdullah Yusuf, a warlord himself, holds the official title of President of Somalia, but he's really little more than the besieged mayor of a small number of neighborhoods in Mogadishu. Mr. Yusuf's popular standing is undermined by his dependence on Ethiopian military muscle. Even more importantly, he comes from the Darad tribe, while most of Mogadishu's people are members of the Hawaye tribe. Mr. Yusuf's militias, with the aid of Ethiopian forces, have devastated much of the city, while still fighting a strong Islamic and tribal-based insurgency. In other places of Somalia, two independent mini-nations have emerged: Somaliland in the north and Puntland in the center. Somaliland has achieved some measure of stability and control, but Puntland has become a global center of anarchist piracy. Until recently, these pirates successfully ruled much of the waters off of the coast of Somalia, seizing large cargo ships and holding their crew and cargo for ransom. Most famous of these incidents was the attempted hijacking of the United States shipping vessel Maersk, Alabama, where a small group of Somalis held the ship's captain hostage on a lifeboat, resulting in the rescue of the captain by members of the elite SEAL Team 6. But even today, acts of piracy and violence have marred this nation because of its lack of organized governmental control and the absence of law and order.